Hi everyone, this is Jerry King, your feng shui master for today, and I'm going to be talking about a system called Liu Ren. Obviously, there's many different methods out there that people have been using in metaphysics, such as the I Ching, Qi Men Dun Jia, um, all kinds of stuff. This is a different method that is widely known and widely used in China. It depends on which master you talk to. Every master has their own specific strengths and weaknesses. So let's get started here. Oh, by the way, if you like this video, please subscribe to my channel and hit the like button down below. All right. And okay, so what is Liu Ren? It is similar to Qimen Dunjia. Obviously, when we talk about divinations, there's the earth luck, man luck, heaven luck, and there's also the gods that are involved, right? I don't want to read word by word here, but just quickly following this script here. Um, there is a significance in Daliu Ren as opposed to using Qimen Dunjia, and it is in the deciphering of the process from the beginning to the results. With Qimen Dunjia, prior to the situation from happening, so let's say you're buying a home, should I buy that house? With Qimen Dunjia, you can just bring up the plate and just go boom, and then you know right away whether this property is good or bad for you. But what if you want to know the whole process involved? So from the buying to the selling, the obstacles involved, all the nitty gritty details. I would highly suggest using Daliu Ren. Both systems will give you the results, right? So if you bring up the plate, either system will tell you whether it is good or bad. If you know both, obviously it is better because then you can see the results being pretty much the same, and so it confirms whether you should be buying that property, right? And Daliu Ren is one of the three what we call the three higher level forms of divination. One and Daliu Ren is one of them, and then you got Qi Men, and then you got Tai Yi as well. Tai Yi is another form that is much higher. Hopefully, in the future, we can talk about that. But all three methods, they can pretty much predict the results of what you want to look for. So that's the important part. Like lots of people, they just want to look at the results and make their decisions based on the results that are found. So Daliu Ren, usually it can cover all ranges of topics, which you've seen in Qimen as well, where you want to look at pregnancy, marriages, exams, career, job search, money, etc., etc. Also, we can use it for date selection as well. Now, the Daliu Ren plate, I'm just going to bring it up here. And so what we see here, if we look at the plate, so this is the plate that is very important. So this is what we call the earth and heaven plate down below. And then you got the four classes. In Chinese, we call it Sei Fo or Si Ke. And this is also very important. And then we have the three transmissions where you have the head and then the body and then the bottom part. So we'll talk about these in future videos and discussions. So if I were to change like the date, what's the date today? December, my clock says December 16th. I'm losing track of time here. And let's say I make a divination at night at 22 o'clock, December 16th. So you see everything has changed. And most of the changes come through this earth and heaven plate first. and then there's a trickle down effect to classes, and then you got the 3 transmissions. So a lot of the symbols that you see here, they're very similar, right? You see the 12 branches here, and then you see stuff like 玄虎, which you also see in 奇门遁甲 as well. There's a lot more, for example, 六合, 腾蛇, and so on and so forth. I'll get into those gods later in a different video, but for now, let's stick to this plate right here. So this plate we have here, this is called your earth plate. So the earth plate never changes. The pig, the high, is always down below in the bottom corner. And then it goes the rat, 子丑寅卯辰巳午未申酉戌. So it goes around in a clockwise fashion. So you'll always see it this way. So if, let's say, I change the time again, let's just change the month here. I'll just make something simple. So now you see it is still going around, but then now it's completely different. So the one that changes is called the heavenly plate. This one always changes. So whenever I change this, you see how it changes, these branches? It's always the 12 branches here. Obviously the gods and then everything else changes because of the heavenly plate that's making the changes. And then the structure, the configuration of the plotting basically gets affected by the change in this heavenly plate. Okay, so I'm going to go back to this. So the earth plate, how do we use it? So I already mentioned here, this one is the earth plate. This never changes. This is what we call a constant. It stays the same. Okay, and we always say having the ground to support. In Cantonese, I'm speaking Cantonese, having the gods, having the heavens and having the earth supporting you is very important, right? So that means you don't have the heaven to support, but you have the earth to support. What does all this mean? Well, the plate that you just saw where it was changing back and forth, that basically explains whether the heaven is supporting the earth or the earth is supporting the heaven. If they're in conflict, then obviously something's not right. Like something's the divination's gonna give you certain bad results or bad progress and things like that. Obviously there's a lot more to it. So the 12 branches and its usages in Da Liu Ren, it is very important because a lot of people do use this for certain masters focus more on these. So for example, if you were born in, let's say, the year of the rabbit, for example, next year rabbit. So the rabbit represents yin wood, right? Yin mu over here, yin wood, right? So we have to look at where the rabbit is standing, right? So if, let's say, the rabbit is on top of a rooster, so this is the earth plate. If you have the rabbit on top of the rooster, you're basically you don't have the support of the earth because the rooster represents metal, so the metal is chopping the wood. So that's just one example. So if, let's say, a person is born a rabbit and the rabbit sits on top of a rooster, a master can simply just use this within the Da Liu Ren configuration to just say, oh, you don't have the support of the earth. So obviously the situation is not favorable towards you when you do a divination. Okay. So how do we get to the heavenly plate? Because this is the earth, right? The earth always stays the same. So what we need to do is, what do we have on top? So quickly going back to, oops, I'm not going to talk about this. This is the 4 classes, how to plot it. I'm not going to talk about that today. I have my heaven. heaven, and then I have my earth. Okay. So there's a what I call an interaction between them both. Now the difference is this one stays the same, so I would call it stationary, never changes. And then this one is what's a good word for that? Things that are moving around, movements. Um, yeah, whatever. You get the point. The heaven moves around. I'll figure out a terminology when I start writing a book on this, which I actually have. I'm not gonna bring out my manuscript here, but anyways, so there's a dual effect on the Da Liu Ren plate where what you see here, this plate right here, this one, yeah, I'm gonna screenshot that. Actually, no, I'm not. That one belongs down here, so nothing changes. That square, the 4 squares that you see there, this one never changes. So I want to bring this in and just, I wonder if I can copy it. If I copy, see, that's the problem. I don't want to spend money on, oh, it works. Yeah, I don't want to spend money on software. I'm using like generic software here to get this thing going. So this is your earth plate, right? So this one stays stationary. The one on top changes. So how do we figure this one out? It's actually very simple. There's a thing called the monthly general, or what I call the general boss, boss of the month. So if you see here, there's these symbols, Hai, Shen, Si, Yin, etc., etc., Xu, Wei, Chen, Chou. So on and so forth. So you see for the first month, you see the 雨水春分, 雨水春分, right here. The monthly general is the high. So that's the pig, right? So if I were to bring out my Chinese calendar, this isn't rocket science. Everything's calculated easily. So you see right here, 雨水春分, 雨水春分, right here. And we go back to here. You see that? Usually 春分. That's high. So basically, if a divination was made within this period, so between 雨水 and 春分, so within that period, the pig is the leader. So how do you use the pig as the leader? I'll go down here. I actually have an example here that I prepared. So, okay, what I have here as an example is 夏至 and 大雪. So this is in the summer. If we go back to here, 夏至, you see this right here. My mouse hovering through here. 夏至. So divination that was made within this period, it says the 23rd at rooster hour, so anytime from the rooster hour onwards, and then before Daishu, and before that, basically the general is the goat. So what we do need to figure out is, okay, where do we put the goat? We put the goat on top of the hour of the divination. So if the divination was made in the snake hour, we put the goat on top of the snake. If the day of the hour of divination is done at let's say the monkey hour, then I put the goat on top of the monkey. But in this instance, your hour of divination is the snake, and then you just put the goat on top of the snake. And afterwards, everything just go counterclockwise, right? Your shan you xu hai zi cou, etc., right? So it's very straightforward. So you just have to use the calendar, but obviously you can just use the calculator. But for this segment, I'm just explaining to you how the heavenly plate is being configured. Obviously you can just use the calculator, just go online, look at Da Liu Ren calculator, and you go hit whatever date you just did your divination, boom, you get everything. But sometimes you might not understand why it looks this way. Why is it plotted this way? Everyone can be lazy. I mean, you can just do the same with 奇门遁甲. Just hit your calculator and then boom, your results are there, right? That's the easy and the lazy way. But if you don't understand how to use this, eventually it's going to hurt you in the long run because you don't understand the connection, right? You want to have a connection with the plate itself. So quickly going forward, this usages of heaven and earth plate. So I mentioned one instance where you have the rabbit on top of a rooster. So I have another one here where I mentioned here. So the symbols in the earth plate can also represent the direction. For example, the goat represents southwest and the rooster represents west, etc., etc. Most of you who have studied Bazi, four pillars of destiny, it's very straightforward, right? You know your directions. You know that the east is the rabbit, a horse is south, a rat is north, etc., etc. So there are many ways of using it. So a person born in the year of the rooster, we can use the earth plate to identify where he or she is located, then evaluate what is on the heaven plate. Right, and then you can deduce this individual's relationship with the animal in the heavenly plate directly above where the rooster is located. So this is just another instance of how people use it, right? Another one is determining one's characteristics. For example, okay, I have this here, the pig. So obviously this is the earth plate. So if I were to put, let's just go like this, the dog, pig, rat, ox, etc., etc., and then you got your snake. I'm not going to plot the whole thing out. I don't want to waste my memory on my computer by saving this video. Anyways, you get the picture. So this one right here, I'm going to highlight it as red. So this is your earth. This is your heaven, right? So now you realize that the dog is on top of the pig. Okay, so what does all that mean? So in Liu Ren, the pig represents water. So this one, earth on top of water. So the dog, I never thought about teaching it this way, but anyways, actually, I'm going to do this. I already have that. So I'm going to have to, whoops, I thought I copied the dog. Anyways, I don't hit pause on my videos. If I make mistakes, so be it. I'll let people criticize me on whatever they want. I don't troubleshoot. I don't edit any of my work. I'm too lazy for that. I don't have time. So anyways, so this is how it looks like, right? Because what we have here is a dog and a pig. So heaven plate, earth plate. What I did here was to make it visualize so that, okay, the pig is underneath and the dog is on top. Okay, so that means obviously if that person's a dog, the dog is trying to control the water. Obviously, he's interested in money, right? So in addition to that, let's just say, I'm going to grab the Shuanhu here. I like to talk about money. That's the easiest thing to talk about. I mean, everyone loves money, right? So here you go, Xuan. Why is it so small? This is okay. There you go. So now we got the Xuanhu right next to the dog. And this is a god, right? So if we place this, so this is how a plate could possibly look like, right? And if we go back here and see this Xuan, it's just all around the outside. Oops, I actually should have put it underneath. Anyways, another mistake there. I'm not going to change it. I put the Xuan. It's a god. It should actually be on top. But anyways, so we get the picture. We got the dog, the Xuan, and Hai together. That would mean that the person born in a year of the dog that's asking the question, coming for a divination, obviously he's interested in money, and the method that he is trying to make money is he tries to rob Xuanhu. That's what it was, and that's what it is. That's what it is in Qimen. That's what it is in Liu Ren. See? It's as simple as that. And we can just look at that and say, okay, our divination is done. We got the shoe on top of the high, and we know this guy likes to rob. What else do you want to know about this person, right? But obviously, it's not as simple as that when you do it at a divination. People may ask other questions, right? Like about their lives. How do I make money? Should I invest in such and such, right? So that's just um, one of many different types of questions that we can address here. Yeah, so basically, if you want to hit the pause button, you can just take down notes here. Yeah, that's all I have to say for today. Yeah, I do look a bit different because I had a haircut yesterday. So yeah, hair is a lot shorter. I don't know if it affects my feng shui or not. At least I feel a lot brighter and a lot happier. It's sunny back here in the Maldives. Actually not in the Maldives. I was just joking like last time. But anyways, that's it for now. I will carry on with more in the future about Liu Ren. I just go with the flow. Today I feel like talking about this. Last time I talked about Bazi, I was talking about crossing patterns, and I didn't get a chance to go back to that. Today I don't feel like talking about that. I'm feeling a bit cold, and Liu Ren, all this black colors and all the water that's involved, it's making me even more cold. I should have used red in the background. Anyhow, that's it. I don't have anything else to add about the Earth and Heavenly Plates. So if you do like this video, hit the subscribe button and like the video. I will be creating more as we go, more videos on YouTube. All right, and that's it. Peace.